Tonight's episode, the Misfit Wrestling Podcast, is brought to you by Steamheart Chronicles, the new album by the all-female Japanese steampunk metal band Iron Roses. Featuring epic tracks such as Iron Will of the Heart.
My apologies, everyone. I'm gonna set all this stuff up. I do apologize. It's gonna be a very quick stream, but I meant the Misfit. This is the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. We got Deadline, NXT Deadline. Not gonna be a very long stream. In just a couple of minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 30 plus minutes from now, I'm gonna be doing a live watch along for the 14th Gods to Stardom Tag League Finals event with my good friend Jason Ingram. We have that set up. That's going to be up in just a little bit. But we're going to do NXT Deadline, go through it, which I thought was a very good show. Please hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe to youtube.com/Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I've done hit my hat. I'm all out of black here tonight, but it's fine. All that stuff is going to be in the description down below, obviously. I know you guys didn't do the ad there. You played the ad. You get the point. That's going to be December 27th. Iron Roses could be up on the Bandcamp. Going to get some good stuff there and all that good stuff here. But let's talk about the Iron Survivor challenges. We found out who is going to challenge both Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez at New Year's Eve live on the live on the CW network. New Year's Eve. I think it's New Year's Eve. Let me see. It's actually on New Year's Day. That's quite funny, actually. but or is it it's the following week? It's one of those two. Anyways, we're gonna talk about that here. We got some good stuff happening here. Oba Femi, obviously, some stuff came out on him. Let's talk about I just have my notes here. I'm all scrambled up here. So the show started off obviously with, like I said, it's gonna be a very quick review. I thought this show was other than the world title match, which I could have done without. I thought the show was really good overall. Sorry I haven't been able to do a lot of reviews this week. It's a hectic week. It's gonna be in next few weeks, so there may or may not, depending on what happens, be some reviews here. But we started off with Wesley and Javon Evans. They started off with the Iron Survivor Challenge here, as Evans rolled out Wesley out of the gate. Wesley was able to kick out Evans, begins to level him. They go back and forth here, getting all that stuff here. Then we have the first pinfall of the attempt, as Javon Evans gets a Wesley gets a pinfall on Javon Evans, getting him into the penalty box. Nathan Frazier comes out next. He starts doing his cool stuff here. Sending to the top rope, delivers a frog splash, then goes to the pin. Wesley kicks out. Wesley then drop kicks Nathan Frazier on the outside into the barricade. Javon Evans' 90 seconds is up. He comes back into the match. Flies over the top rope, which was beautiful, by the way. And so he took out both Wesley and Nathan Frazier. By the way, Nathan Frazier had pulled double duty tonight. We'll talk about his other match in just a little bit. They start going back and forth here. We got Nathan Frazier doing his Seth Rollins level sling blade onto Javon Evans. Pins him. Javon Evans kicks out. Nathan Frazier sends to the top rope, looks to fly, but sees Wesley coming, then pins Evans twice, but Evans kicks out. Both times, it is. Nathan Frazier delivers a clothesline to Evans outside the ring. Evans gets Lee up for a powerbomb. Wesley counters into a Hurricane Rana. But Nathan Frazier flies with the tope suicida to deliver both men. Frazier, Lee, and Evans then all exchange strikes to one another. Ethan Page comes out next for his spot in the match here. He gets in the match and immediately gets rolled up by Nathan Frazier. Nathan Frazier gets a point on the board, which means Ethan Page gets set into the penalty box. But before that, Ethan Page shoves Nathan Frazier out of frustration, refusing to go into the penalty box. Frazier crashes him outside, sends him and Javon Evans sends Ethan Page into the penalty box. Wesley looks to take advantage of the roll up here, but kicks out Nathan Frazier. Then Nathan Frazier kicks out Frazier, Lee, and Evans to continue brawling. Frazier and Evans devil team on Wesley. Frazier takes some pins Javon Evans. Evans kicks out. Ethan Page gets out of the penalty box, rolls up Nathan Frazier to send him into the penalty box. Gives Ethan Page his first win here, his first point, that is. All this keeps continuing here. Then we see the return of Oba Femi, who is Eddie Thrope's replacement after this past week on NXT, where Eddie Thrope was taken out by an unknown assailant. I'm still sticking with Oba Femi being the guy to take him out. But after this was pretty much over here. Everyone eventually ends up getting a fall. And then we get to Ethan Page, who rolls up Oba Femi to get a second pinfall attempt. And then Oba Femi sent into the penalty box. Ethan Page. Then I guess gets rolled up into another pinfall by Javon Evans. And both Ethan Page and Javon Evans have now 2 points. But Ethan Page, terrified of getting into the penalty box with Oba Femi just decides to bring him into him and beats the holy shit out of him. Oba Femi eventually gets out here, drags everything here. But we had a really cool ending match here where Oba Femi drags Wesley into the ring from the apron. Wesley looks to lock Femi into a sleeper hold. Femi escapes, then delivers double choke slam to both Frazier and Wesley to get pinfall on both of them, going up to 3 points. And when the time ran out before Javon Evans could capitalize to get him a pin. And Oba Femi is now going to the event called New Year's Evil. He's going to be taking on the NXT champion, so that should be a lot of fun there. A right call. I kind of figured it was going to be Oba Femi when this took place. I'm like, it's going to be Oba Femi. Anyone else who thought it was going to be Hikuleo or Penta looks kind of stupid now, but so yeah, there is that. Jada Parker. So by the way, this was a lot of fun. Not as good as the women's main event, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit here. Though we did see a little bit later on, Ethan Page had a backstage segment talking about, he don't know what's next for him. So it looks like Ethan Page is probably going to get called up to the main roster through this. What is it? What do they call it? It's a what's it called? A WWE trade or something like that. Transfer window is what they call it. So the rules of the transfer window, I'll just talk about it here, are revealed after this is something that Michael Cole had brought up on SmackDown last night. It said that the window of transfer is all about the effects began in the open setting of SmackDown December 6th, where we saw American Made show up to do the thing with Cody Rhodes. I said this can't be because a news policy known as the transfer window. If you're a football or soccer fan, then it is basically what it is here. Cole said that WWE is basically implementing the transfer window ahead of Raw on Netflix, as many changes are coming in the next week here. Let me see, where are the rules? Basically, the rules. So the rules are, it's from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. So we saw everybody on there. So, and I think Ethan Page is going to be one of those people that gets the transfer window. I can see him going to maybe like a Raw. I think I see Ethan Page go up to Raw and be a good challenger for like a Braun Breaker or something, you know. So yeah. Lola Fice defeated Jada Parker via submission in an NXT Underground match, which was a lot of fun. You know, I'm not the biggest Underground fan, if that makes sense, but I do enjoy it a little bit. And why did for some reason I started up my own I for some reason when I was scrolling down, I accidentally clicked my Steam account. So don't know why I did that, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this match because, like I said, I have to get ready for my for my Stardom broadcast. But so we'll go to near the end of the match here. So Lola Vice sends Jada Parker's arm bouncing off into the ring post. Parker gets Vice up on her shoulders, back inside of the ring. Lola Vice levels Parker with a series of clotheslines, but Parker responds with a headbutt to her head, gets up on her shoulders, then delivers a fall-away slam, removes one of the ring steps, and lays Vice on one of the other, delivers a modified hip attack on her. Parker wears down Vice's arm, submission, but Vice counters it into one of her own. Parker escapes with a brick from underneath the ring, but Vice catches her with that roundhouse kick. Then, when she gets back into the ring, locks in the sleeper hold. Vice then transitions into a suplex onto Parker. Bragg grabs the brick, but Parker delivers a German suplex to Vice. Parker then grabs the brick, turns around and into a 305 from Vice, locks in the sleeper onto Parker, and Parker fades. Lola Vice is the winner. Very fun little match there. I believe they're tied now, so they're probably going to do a blow-off match, maybe at New Year's Evil. I don't know what they would call it. Maybe a submission match or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that was the end of that match there. So, yeah. We've seen before this match, we saw Nathan Frazier go in the back here with Axiom. Axiom asking if he's all right for his match. He said, I'm fine. So we got Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending the NXT Tag Team titles against the team of Miles Bourne and Tivon Heights. Nathan Frazier's second match of the night. And this is actually one of my favorite matches of the night here. Like I said, we saw a lot of back and forth here with this match here. Obviously, no quarter count. And I said this on NXT, not the review because I didn't review one, but I said this on social media, and I said, ever since Charlie Dempsey has took over as leader of the No Quarter Catch crew, it's gotten so much better. They're kind of over a little bit, which you saw in the main event with Sinclair. We'll talk about her in a little bit, but this is great though. I enjoyed this. At one point here, Tivon Heights brings down some right hands onto Frazier. There was a spot where Frazier gets accidentally kicked by Axiom, and for the remainder of the match, Axiom is on his own, and he basically gets it all by himself. He retains the NXT Tag Team titles on his own, while Nathan Frazier is still recovering, selling his injuries and stuff from the main event, not the main event, from the opening match here with the Iron Survivor. So again, nice, great match. I don't know who's going to be next in line to challenge for the tag team titles. I'm assuming it's going to be OTM based on how they're kind of building that up here, and I'm assuming OTM is going to be the one to take the titles from Fraxiom, because I think it's about time that Fraxiom does get called up to the main roster, but we'll see. We'll see though. But yeah, great, fantastic match though. No Coder Cash Crew is growing on a lot of people, including me, and I love that here. What didn't grow on me was this NXT title match here. Good God. Good God, this match was boring as hell. I have nothing but respect for Trick Williams, so let's be real. This is one of those matches that defines, and if I can find it here, this is one of those matches that defies, and then the bell rings. Holy crap, this match was boring as hell. It kind of, to me, it somewhat exposed Trick Williams, and I don't know, I just didn't really care for it that much. So yeah, I don't know. There's just like, this match was not very good in my opinion here. At one point, Trick Williams catapults Holland into the bottom rope face first. We've seen all this stuff here. If you've seen one Ridge Holland match, you've basically seen them all here. I'm gonna go straight to the end here because I don't really care to talk about this match anymore. Ridge Holland connects with a belly-to-belly suplex on Trick Williams. Again, at one point, Holland delivers another neck breaker to the Williams. All this stuff here again. Holland sends Williams crashing into a ring apron, spike first, then sends him crashing into the ring steps. Clears the desk to get Williams on top of it and all that stuff. Tries to do a cradle DDT. Goes for a pin. Williams kicks out, but in the end, Trick Williams hits a trick shot for the win to retain the NXT title. Never put Ridge Holland in a world title match ever again. But by the way, if you didn't know this by now, Oba Femi is going to win the NXT title at New Year's Eve or whatever there. So, which was confirmed to be live on. Oh my God, I missed it completely. What did they say? NXT New Year's Evil location. So it's gonna be live, most likely. It's gonna be taking place in Los Angeles. I missed that. I thought it was gonna be I didn't know it was gonna be a PC show. I thought it was gonna be a PC show, but they're doing it in a building. Okay. It's January 7th, so it's not New Year's Day. So it is. Oh, that's right. They're not there. They're on Tuesdays now. What am I talking about? So it's gonna be January 7th, New Year's Evil, Los Angeles, California. I wouldn't be surprised if they run the Intuit Dome for that show. They might not, but who knows? We had the Iron Survivor women's match. We had Giulia versus Stephanie Vicaire versus Sol Ruca versus Zarya versus Rin Sinclair. Rin Sinclair got her final spot in the Last Chance match. I was very surprised not to see. Cora Jade out here getting involved here. So it was a clean win here for one Giulia. Obviously, Giulia and Rin Sinclair started off the match. This is some good stuff here, going back and forth here. Eventually, Sol Ruca gets in the ring and they start trading submission moves with like a Saber hold, an STF, almost like a Fujiwara armbar. Some great transitions to submission moves here. But eventually, Giulia lands the Northern Lights bomb onto Rin Sinclair. He gets her for a point. Zarya is up in the next match here. She's coming in like a freight train. Delivers some double splashes to Ruca and Giulia. She lands double suplexes on both Sol Ruca and Giulia. Delivers shoulder tackles to Ruca's midsection to the corner. Looks to land a back body drop on her Sol Ruca. Stands on her feet here. It's a double soul snatcher to Zarya and Giulia, but they both roll off of the ring. This is when Rin Sinclair. This was poor Rin Sinclair. she comes out of the the penalty box and immediately gets hit with a slow snatcher to go right back into the penalty box. It was funny as hell. That was pretty funny. But again, poor Sol Ruka. So Zarya gets Ruka back gets her on in an electric chair position. Sends her bouncing off both penalty boxes. Both the penalty box and the ring post. They continue brawling at some point here. Rin Sinclair re-enters the match after Giulia and Sol Ruka double powerbomb Zarya through the announce table. Rin Sinclair trying to pick up Ruka and Zarya, but couldn't to get her back in the ring. Gets Giulia back in the ring instead. Giulia then delivers a drop kick off the ring apron to Sinclair. Ruka comes out of nowhere with this amazing, like, handspring moonsault type of dive of the top rope. It was very fucking impressive. Sinclair then dumps her onto the apron. That being so Ruka sends Sinclair back into the ring. Sinclair dumps her into the ring apron. So Ruka wears down Sinclair in almost like a modified version of the Tarantula. But Giulia pins Ruka, gets Ruka into the, almost gets her into the penalty box, but Ruka kicks out, levels Giulia with a kick. Vakir gets into the match and starts doing her shtick here. Throughout the match, they keep teasing the standoff between Giulia and Stephanie Vakir. Eventually, Stephanie Vakir gets thrown out here, and Giulia gets hit with an F5 by Zarya to get pinned, and Zarya gets the first point in the match, giving Giulia into the penalty box. So this keeps going on and on here. Some good stuff here. And then eventually Stephanie Vakir finally gets her first win on Rin Sinclair, because again, Rin Sinclair unfortunately gets. Let's be real. Rin Sinclair was in this match to take the pin, to eat a lot of pinfalls, and eventually Rin Sinclair finally gets her first win here in the match, where she rolls up Sol Ruka to get the pinfall, and then Sinclair rolls up Vakir. Vakir kicks out. Vakir sends Sinclair crashing into the mat with an F5. But Zarya hits Sinclair with an F5. Giulia catches Zarya with a running knee to score the pinfall. Vakir tries to roll up Giulia. Giulia kicks out. She tries to roll up Giulia again, and the clock runs out, and Giulia is your Iron Survivor in the main event of Deadline. And now it is official. Oba Femi will challenge Trick Williams for the NXT Championship, and Giulia will challenge once again Roxanne Perez for the NXT title, NXT Women's title at New Year's Evil. And I think to avoid getting Cora Jade involved, they're probably going to set up a match maybe next week or a few weeks from now, where we do Giulia and Cora Jade, and if Giulia wins, Cora Jade is banned from ringside. So one way or another, we're gonna have we're gonna have new champions coming out of New Year's Evil. I think Giulia's gonna win the NXT Women's title, and they're gonna set the stage for Giulia versus Stephanie Vakir, Stand and Deliver. That is gonna be your women's match for WrestleMania weekend, and then I think Oba Femi is gonna win the title from Trick Williams. Trick Williams is gonna go SmackDown to do some stuff with Carmella Hayes, because it kind of seems like they're gonna set that up and whatnot there. So overall, I thought Deadline was a pretty good show outside of the NXT title match. I could have done without the NXT title match if I'm being completely honest here. But my matches of the night were obviously the main event and the NXT Tag Team title match. The MVP for the men's one is Oba Femi. And I would say Rin Sinclair. is the MVP for the women's Iron Survivor. She got over, so yeah. So I thought that was pretty good here. Anyway, I will see you guys back here in just a little bit. I'm gonna be switching over streams. I'm gonna get ready to do the other show, which is the watch along for oh my god, what was that show that we're about to do? Oh, the 14th Goddess of Stardom title. So not that, but we're going to talk about it, and we're going to even talk about the semifinals and all that stuff, and we'll probably talk about some other things on there. So join me and Jason in just a little bit here. I will be back immediately after this, going to another stream here. But thank you for joining me for this very quick NXT Deadline review. I probably would have done a longer review, more a setup review, if I was doing just a standalone review and not doing a watch along. So yeah. Till then, we're out for just a few minutes. Good night.